I don't like the shape of my teeth really. That's why I don't smile much.
I'm kind of a skinny person, so obviously being more muscly would be something I'd like.
My granny says that she'll go mental, but my ginger hair, she really likes it, I don't.
My hair is very weird, like it's not black hair but it's not white hair and it's not really any race, it's just hair.
Gotta be my spots, I think. Yeah.
My height. I want to be a bit bigger, but I know that can't happen. Probably lose a bit of weight. I don't know.
It's quite well known that nowadays girls feel a lot of pressure. For example, pressure to look a certain way, to wear certain things, and that can sometimes have quite serious consequences. Conditions like anxiety, depression, and even eating disorders. However, what's less well known is that boys are now starting to feel those same pressures too. The only problem is we're less likely to talk about it. For guys, do you think there is a pressure to look good?
Yeah.
To look a certain way?
Yeah, there is.
You hear like going past girls sometimes they're saying, "Oh yeah, he was paying, he was buff," and it's like obviously they're kind of judging people by their appearance before personality.
People say it's all about personality, but before that there has to be at least a certain level of a physical attraction to be able to start speaking to them or maybe start liking them.
Emma Kenny is a psychologist who treats young people with mental health issues.
Boys have always been worried about their appearance. It's as simple as that. When you're a teenager particularly, you become very self-aware and self-conscious, and your body is a big part of who you are.
And it seems there's definite body types and images that boys come across most often in the media and adverts.
Seeing like magazines and that, people with big six packs and really skinny, and they usually do that to sell the product. If you've got somebody who's really good looking and you see them all the time on adverts and you think, well, that's just the ideal.
Unfortunately, celebrity culture is perpetuating this myth that if you look beautiful and have lots of money, you must be successful and happy. And people don't look beneath that myth. So young men are growing up thinking, I have to look this way and I have to do these things to be successful.
When it comes to photo shoots, not everything is exactly as it appears, as I'm about to find out. Hannah Eisted has worked on many magazine and advertising shoots and knows all the tricks to make the images look more appealing.
You want to turn slight face the other way for me? That's perfect. Should we try doing some if that's okay with your pop-pop?
Yeah, okay.
I'm asking the doctor to get his clothes off this time.
My God. So it terrifies me just because I'm not one of those naturally confident people, so doing something like this is...
Yeah, very brave.
Terrifying is a better word, I think.
I want to try and find a position that relaxes you and makes you the most comfortable. Obviously you have your top off, so this is going to be less than usual. But the strange thing is, there's absolutely nothing wrong with your body, and I could tell you that till I was blue in the face.
Yeah, but I wouldn't believe it.
Exactly.
I, in my head, have a certain idea of what I should look like.
Yeah. You're giving me a sexy look at the minute.
Now the magic begins.
So we're going to this, we're going to liquefy.
This professional Photoshop program can alter every feature.
Change the shape of your jaw, the size of your forehead, the width of your nose. Basically, you look nothing like yourself.
Okay.
So to start with, obviously what everybody wants is
Do all of it.
Do all of it. So here, I'm just going to bring in the waist. As they say, the stereotype perfect physique.
Wow. You've just literally got rid of my love handles, which is amazing. I hate that area. And if I want bigger muscles? Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I can bring that out and that out. And your muscle there that you can see. And your shoulders, give you broader shoulders and that. Okay, we're going to fiddle around with your face now. So with this, it's as simple. See, it shows you where I can change like the width of your nose, as an example.
Crikey, look at that.
And then with the eye, I'm just going to slightly widen your eye. They've got to be bigger in the industry.
Yeah.
So this is where I've edited you. Get rid of that. Your face.
Wow. Look at that.
But the funny thing is, you do, if I was to see this photo and see you standing there, I would actually think, yes, that's you.
Yeah, because it doesn't look unnatural, does
No.
it? I would never put my original picture up anywhere. But the edited one, I'd be happy to, because I think I look better. Within minutes, Hannah has transformed me into a poster boy. I'm shocked at how addictive I found the process and how it's made me feel more dissatisfied with my real body. You're selling a fantasy, you're selling an idea, and it's an advert at the end of the day.
Nobody
It's not
could live
real
up
life.
to that, no.
Obviously you want your product to do well, you want everything like that to do well, but it's putting maybe people down by not being as confident in their body.
Some people might get the idea that that's what they should look like, even if it is impossible even.
It's quite silly because everyone comes in different shapes and sizes. There's not one set perfect image.
If you do want that six-pack and triangular body for real, like ex-professional footballer Matt Hanover, bear in mind it takes unbelievable effort.
I'll work out 6 times a week, but I'll do 2 sessions every day. Looking at about 3 hours a day.
It's a very particular kind of fitness. While Matt has developed great strength, he wouldn't now have the stamina to last 90 minutes on the football pitch, as his muscles have simply become too heavy.
For me, it's the look I'm after, and I'll continue to go after. But I think it's unfair to label any look as the correct look and the look people should aspire to.
Developing this sort of body is not actually all that natural. To help build up such muscles and definition, you also need a special, strictly controlled diet.
That's one of the big sacrifices and trade-offs you have to make. You know, the social events where your friends are out eating, drinking, and you're there with your Tupperware and your broccoli and your chicken and your water. What it does take is massive amounts of dedication.
I'm a big fan of technology and social media. And nowadays, young people are so well connected and can share so much, and that's great. But it does have its downsides. For one thing, you constantly come across well-targeted adverts full of those beautiful people. What's more, your own image can easily be shared and commented on.
On social media, you feel like you can say more. You feel like there's no real consequence for what you're saying.
There's like a fine line between like having a joke and like almost bullying someone.
Since the surge in social media, you can look online at 1 billion images that are telling you how you should look. Young boys, more than ever, are becoming self-conscious and self-aware of their bodies.
As a doctor specialising in treating and helping young people, I'm very aware of a key difference between the sexes. And that's the fact that boys don't like to talk about their feelings.
The main reason why boys don't really talk about it is like it's not seen as the manly thing to do. It's not like to express your feelings, especially in front of your friends.
You don't want to look vulnerable or weak.
Your friendships just end up being built on jokes, and so you never really ever talk about anything.
When you process an emotion by exploring it and having a conversation and trusting another human being, you have a place for that emotion to go, and then it's resolved. If all you do is ignore those feelings or suppress them or avoid them, in the end they manifest and become something far greater than they ever needed to be.
And that's when boys may start to have issues with their self-esteem, even developing more serious disorders like anorexia. Steve is one of the most extreme examples of what can happen. He started to worry about his weight when he was in primary school, but he constantly put on a brave face.
I was 13 stone when I was around about 12. That's then a kind of spiral where it's really difficult to get out of when you feel really ashamed of yourself to the extent where you don't feel like you can do any exercise in public. And I never sought any help at the time. I didn't really talk to anyone.
Steve developed mental health issues and became so depressed he started to have suicidal thoughts.
I wrote multiple suicide notes. I couldn't really see any hope in my future. But I'm very lucky. I come from a very loving, supportive family, and that was the only thing that held me back at the time.
What would you like to speak about today?
Figures released by the NSPCC's Childline show that boys are far more likely to suffer in silence. On an average day, about 30 girls talk with a Childline counsellor about suicidal feelings, while only around 5 boys seek similar help. Through their charity Heads Together, the Young Royals have been campaigning to get more people to talk about their mental well-being.
As you said, it's almost like a form of medicine.
Yeah.
William and Harry know only too well the issues caused by suppressing your feelings.
We've never really talked about it. We've never really talked about losing a mum at such a young age. And when you speak to other people's families, you want to help as much as you can and try and empower them to have that conversation and to be brave enough for themselves to talk at a young age rather than bottling it up for far too long.
If you have any worries of your own, the key message is that you must share them. Talk to anyone from an older brother or sister to a teacher or youth leader. And of course, there are free helplines like Childline on 0800 1111. I hope it's also clear that while staying fit is really important, the less obsessed we men are with image and appearance, the happier we are likely to be. We need to get smarter to media and advertising and celebrate other talents and qualities aside from how we look.
You know, when it comes down to what makes a young man attractive, if you ask any young woman, the answers are always the same. I want somebody who I can trust, who makes me laugh, who gets me, who emotionally can support me, and who I genuinely feel lifts me up. They're not thinking about a six-pack and the perfect hairstyle and whether your skin's glowing. You know, they're thinking, can I spend my time and potentially my life with this human being?
The most popular people are going to be either the class jokers or the sporty people,
like
people
the best
like that.
dancers.
Yeah, best dancers. They're more likely to be more popular because of that trait that they have, which makes them them.
Maybe it's a percentage of your looks, but I think it's all into the heart that counts. I'd like to think I'm funny. So my mum always said, if you're funny, you will get there eventually. And I'm gonna stick to that, hopefully.
Media Smart and First News have come together to create the Boys' Biggest Conversation, a campaign to encourage young men across the UK to talk about body image and the effect it has on their mental well-being. If you're a teacher, parent or guardian and this film has struck a chord, why not carry on the conversation in your classroom or at home by downloading Media Smart's free PSHE accredited educational resources on body image at mediasmart.uk.com. That's mediasmart.uk.com.